You're listening to the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to Keeping Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steinler. If you're just tuning in, we've been discussing the key value propositions a good financial advisor can provide outside of just returns. The 7 ways Medicare is changing this year in 2019, and talked a little bit about HSAs. And if you're not taking advantage of those, how that could be a huge mistake that you're making when planning for your long-term financial success.
Yeah, we kind of have a theme going in the last half of the show today of, what is the difference between one thing and another. So our last segment, we were talking about what's the difference between an HSA and an FSA. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to talk about what's the difference between a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA.
And this is a question we get a lot because Roth 401ks are relatively new to the scene. 2006, first year they're available, had the financial crisis just 2 years later. A lot of people probably just completely ignored that they even had them available. Consulting firm Willis Towers Watson did a study and found that of about 350 medium and large size companies, 70% were offering a Roth 401k. So there's a good likelihood the company you work for, if they're offering a 401k, they're also offering a Roth option of that. Mm-hmm. And it can be a significant advantage for you to look at that and see how that's going to benefit you, especially in 2 major scenarios that I can think of. The one being if you do not qualify to contribute to a Roth IRA, meaning you make too much money, either yourself and your spouse combined. A Roth 401k, no income restrictions. So
that's
huge. You can max that puppy out no matter how much money you're making, which gives you the ability to start creating Roth funds that you really don't have the option to create prior to that. The second thing that I think is different a significant benefit to it is just simply from the standpoint of you have a lot more that you can put away. When you're thinking about a Roth IRA, you're looking at maximum contributions that are about a third of what the maximum contribution can be into a Roth 401k. If you're over 50, you're talking about well over $20,000. Was it $23,500 or $24,000 this year? Mm-hmm. $25,000 this year into a Roth 401k. So if you're 50, you can put $25,000 away into your 401k that will grow tax-free and is tax-free on withdrawal, and you do not have to take out, which is a big deal.
Yeah. So a lot of times when people are in retirement and they're on Medicare, they are paying a price for their Medicare insurance, and a lot of times that price is based on what your annual income is. Mm-hmm. So when you're taking money out of your 401k to enjoy this retirement that you spent so many years building up the money and putting it in your 401k, and now you're drawing it out, it's actually having a big effect on the amount of taxes that you're paying in retirement. And it also has an effect on how much you're paying for your Medicare insurance. Now, if you were able to draw that money out of a Roth, that doesn't affect your income level, mm-hmm. and it's not taxed. So it could be allowing you to be able to have your medical insurance and your tax bills lowered during your retirement years.
Well, and just think about that for a second. I
did think about it for a second.
I mean, the people listening.
Oh, okay.
But if you and your spouse are retired, and let's say your Social Security is $30,000 a year.
Okay.
Half of that is counted against the taxability of Social Security, which means only $15,000 of that is considered taxable income, which means your Social Security is not going to be taxed. That's a big benefit. Mm-hmm. Okay. Add $20,000 deduction or $20,000 withdrawal from your 401k or your IRA. All right. You now have $35,000 of quote unquote taxable income, which now makes 50% of your Social Security taxable. So now you've taken that $30,000 that you were getting basically tax free, and you're now paying taxes on $15,000 of that, as well as paying taxes on the $20,000 you took out. Even at a 10% tax rate, That's $3,500 in taxes you didn't have to pay if it was simply structured a little bit differently. The other thing I think we have to think about is in the whole metric of income, Roth does not count. It's a non sequitur. It just doesn't matter. The number's irrelevant.
Right.
You could take $500,000 out of your Roth IRA. It will not change the cost of your Medicare. It will not change the taxability of your Social Security. It will not change your tax bracket at all.
And that could be really important in a year where you have a large expense. You know, you got to replace the roof on your house. You want to purchase a new car, and you don't feel like taking a car loan out because of you don't have a job anymore. You don't want to have that obligation. You have a child getting married that wants an expensive wedding. Whatever it is, you can take that money out of a Roth without affecting your tax situation. If you wanted to take that money out of your 401k, you're actually going to have to add on what the taxable amount is to get the net of what you want. So maybe if you have a $100,000 expenditure, you're going to have to take $120,000 or $130,000 out of your 401k to net that $100,000, but you'd only have to take $100,000 out of your Roth because you're going to net 100% of what you take out.
Right. So that's the benefits of a Roth overall. Now, the difference between a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k are pretty small. I mean, the biggest difference just being how much you can put into the Roth 401k versus what you can put into the Roth IRA. There are a couple other little things, such as the Roth IRA does allow for withdrawals for things other than retirement without penalty. So first-time home buyer, certain educational expenses. If you've had the money in there for at least 5 years, there's some things you can do to avoid penalties and that type of thing. With a Roth 401k, generally your withdrawals are going to be limited by the fact that you're still working for the company. Also, if you plan to continue working beyond 70 and a half, or you intend to not take distributions, Roth 401ks do not have the same rules for required minimum distributions as Roth IRAs do. They are slightly different, so you do want to make sure you understand the difference between those two because it can cause some issues. It's a pretty simple way to fix it. Many times you simply just roll the Roth 401k into a Roth IRA and you eliminate those issues, but you do want to know that. And I think another really important thing to point out, Bart, too, is if you're getting match from your employer, the match from the employer is going into a traditional 401k. That is pre-tax money.
Right.
It will be treated completely different when you do retire. So you need to know that those are two different sets of monies.
That's a good point. And one other thing I would say that would weigh on the side of the Roth IRA versus the Roth 401k is that with a Roth IRA, you have a much wider range of investments to choose from. And with a Roth 401k, your investments are going to be the investments that are available in the plan.
Sure. Obviously, there's no one size fits all, but if you can get into Roth programs, whether IRA or 401k, long term, they can be significantly beneficial to you. Don't make choices like this on a whim. Sit down with an independent financial advisor and let them help you kind of figure out what makes sense for you. You may pay more taxes today, but it could save you literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road if you do it properly for yourself. All right, coming up, we're going to wrap up the show, send you into the weekend right here on the Keep Your Money Show.
Is your 401k sturdy enough to help support your retirement goals? The Keeping Your Money Show has a team of advisors that will help you size up the assets currently in your 401k and explore asset allocation based on your goals. Call the Keeping Your Money Show today at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to learn how you can start solidifying your foundation for a strong retirement plan.
It all comes back to money.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steindler.
Welcome back to the Keeping Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steindler. I was yawning as we came out of break there.
I thought we were going to have to wake up Jamie to close out the show here.
Let's take one of Laura's Red Bulls. I hear they give you wings. So
Yes.
if anyone doesn't know, Red Bull is the official Laura Ridenour sponsor.
Well, I kind of do my own version. I usually try to have a latte about 15 minutes before we do this show.
There you go.
Make sure I got a little pick-me-up.
A little pick-me-up there.
Yep. I don't want to fall asleep on the mic here.
That's a good idea. All of a sudden, we hear him snoring over there. This is the Keeping Your Money show where we cut through all the bulls, the booyahs, bells, whistles, honks, and horns to get you the information that actually helps you move towards retirement. If you're just tuning in and you missed the show, you got to come back an hour earlier. You missed a great show. We talked about the 6 key value propositions a good independent advisor can provide their clients. 7 ways Medicare is improving this year, 2019. HSAs, why are you not taking advantage of the triple tax break that is available there? And a Roth 401k, Roth IRA, what is the difference and are they beneficial? If you missed any part of the show, you can find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com. You can also find it on any of our podcast partners, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, or Stitcher. Yeah, pretty good show.
Good show.
We covered a few things.
Yeah. We had an event a couple weeks ago, and when the weather was really terrible, and a bunch of people showed up, and we want to thank everybody that came. We had a great time.
Yeah, that was really cool. Actually, based on how nasty it was, we drew a pretty good crowd.
Yeah, want you to between 7 and 8 in the morning on a station that you're likely listening to right now. We have a update on what's going on and what you can find, what you can expect in next week's show.
Yeah, and if you're not following us on Facebook, you're missing out because we talk about the show all the time on there.
Yeah.
Go to facebook.com/keepingyourmoney. So, so I'll tell you like I tell you every week. You'd never go on a trip. Spring break's right around the corner. Many people probably planning trips out of town, get somewhere warm for a little while. No one ever would just show up in Palm Springs without a hotel room at spring break. No one shows up at the cruise terminal expecting to get on a cruise ship without making a reservation ahead of time. Retirement's not really any different. So often we think about retirement as a destination. And at the end of the day, retirement is just the beginning of the next phase of your journey, the next leg of your life, the next 25, 30, maybe even 40 years that you're going to have ahead of you. And you have to plan it properly. If you don't have an income distribution plan, if you don't know how you're going to turn this asset into the income you need, if it's not organized and planned and executed properly, it really can make for a lot less enjoyable of a time than it could have been. I encourage you to give us a call. 888-98-MONEY is the number. That's 888-986-6639. We'd love to sit down and give you a second opinion, or maybe you need a first opinion. We're okay with that too. Give us a call. We'd be happy to help you. For everyone here at the Keeping Your Money Show, Dan Van Singel, Shane Thorson, Nate Boonstra, Matt Cernaw, Adam Seifert, Jonathan Hayes, Troy Fox on the Lakeshore, my compadre, Bart Steinler, all of our partners at Kylan Law, Broll Tax, and Shield Insurance. I'm Jamie Westerbarger. This has been the Keeping Your Money Show. And I almost forgot our wonderful producer, Laura Ridenauer.
How can you forget her?
Have a great weekend, and go Blue.
Registered representatives offer securities through Securities America, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Financial advisors offer advisory services through Securities America Advisors, Inc. Forest Hills Financial, Inc. and Securities America are separate entities.